Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. We have the privilege today of being at our This Old House Idea House, which you can see behind me. And for the next half hour or so, we are going to be here doing some demonstrations. Because it's an idea house, it's an opportunity for us to try out new ideas, new materials and products, and so we're going to be talking about some of those, in particular siding. You will have a chance to ask questions of us. So wherever you're watching this, on whatever social media platform, within the comment section, you can lob your questions in. And in about 20 minutes or so, we will get to those questions. But first, let me tell you a little bit about where we are. New Canaan, Connecticut, and the house behind us is built in 1840 or so. It was built in 1840. It is a Greek revival, so if you take a closer look at it, you can tell that it was once a very magnificent house. You can see the big tall pilasters on the corners, and then up to that triangular pediment. It is a classic Greek revival form. And if you can see just off in the background, there's the tall steeple. That's the local Lutheran church, oldest in town that I'm told. One of many in this area of New Canaan, and that is what gives this little section the name God's Acre. So this building is going to be renovated. It went through a very long and sordid past. It was a single-family home. At one point, it was turned into, I think, a local tea house. And for the last 7 or 8 years, the only residents of this house was a family of raccoons. So it was almost demolished by default. But a local builder did not want to see this house go away, neither did the community. So he scooped it up, and he's in the process of renovating it, turning it back into a single family house, which he will sell at the end of the process. So we are coming along for the ride. We are going to use it as this idea house to try out ideas and products. You will be seeing it on a couple of these live streams, but also on the This Old House series, which is going to be coming up in October for our new project. As I promised, however, we're going to be talking about siding. You have the chance to send your questions to us. So again, down in that comment section, get those to us. We'll get to them in 20 or 30 minutes. Today, we are being helped out by Gordon Jacobsen. He's one of the project managers here, so let's come up and meet him. Gordon, good to see you again.
Hey, Kevin, great seeing you again.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So Gordon and I worked yesterday on a scene for This Old House, and we were talking about the siding. We're going to go back through it again for you folks so that you can get it well before the television series, and so you can ask the questions. Let's get to the product itself. The entire house originally had clapboards, so we're going back with that look. But we're not going to use the traditional cedar clapboards. We are going to use this material right here. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a smart side product. It's LP, and this is the primer coat.
So this is a prime side already.
Correct.
And on the back, well, that tells you right away that that's an engineered product. What am I looking at?
What you're looking at is wax for water resistance.
Yep.
Then you have borite that is for insects. And then you have resin for adhesion, so it all comes together.
Right.
Nice engineered product.
And when you say it all comes together, what you're talking about are these individual strands right here. So these are small pieces of wood compressed back into it, and we were lucky enough to have some of the manufacturer's reps with us. I am told, they told me that this is all aspirin. So it's a very straight, stable wood compressed together, and then with the combination of the adhesives, we've got that wax material, and we did something cool. Will you hold that? We did something cool yesterday where we showed the wax. I'm going to try to do this without getting anything on our beautiful tools right here. But let me do this. Let's pour it back because it's going to run. This will just give you a sense. See that beading? Holy smokes.
Right off.
How satisfying is that?
Yep.
So that explains why the back is not pre-primed.
You don't need to back prime it at all.
Beautiful. Okay.
Great.
And then the third ingredient was the borate. That's for the insect control, termites in particular.
Correct, yes.
Awesome. So, engineered material, presumably lots of stability.
Stability, it's strong. When it's up and you put a ladder against it, it doesn't mark. It's a very strong, light, works just like wood.
Yeah, so that's one of the key things, right? So there are man-made clapboards out there. There's a cementatious one.
Correct.
And we know from working with that.
You need a special blade, you need a respirator. It's brittle, it's hard.
Right.
Heavy, need 2 people to carry. This is great. One person can carry it, 16-footer.
So you got that over your shoulder, you're not going to snap it.
You're not going to snap it. You can carry 3.
And how important is it to you to be able to work with a material that works like wood. That is wood, basically, not having to do the
You
respirator.
don't need any special tools.
Yeah.
No, it's the same principle as, putting up regular wood siding.
Beautiful. Okay. The other thing to note is that it is a square profile, whereas a traditional cedar clap
Is beveled.
is beveled. So it would be narrow on one side, thicker on the other. You don't have that with this.
No.
Do you mind it? Does it change
No.
your shadow line and profile?
What it does help is I can gang cut it. I can stack 3, 4 at a time, cut it, the blade goes through, it doesn't rip the edge. It's very easy to work with.
If you had a traditional cedar clapboard that was beveled,
Yes.
you would not be gang cutting it?
Well,
Or if you-
it's harder because, you have the finished side and then you take the unfinished side so they line up so the bevels are opposite.
Yeah.
So now the blade goes through the wood, you're going through one side and then you're ripping the finished side. So sometimes you get, fractures at the finished edge.
Yeah. So gang cutting is a good advantage for you.
Yeah, it's great.
In terms of square edge and where this stuff ends up on site, I mean, you guys get this stuff by the pallet full.
Yes.
Care about that?
It's very easy. It stacks great. It's just easy to work with.
Awesome. All right. So we are going to actually install some of this on a couple parts of this house right here. The first spot right over here, we'll go to this, take a look at it. We've got a couple of them that you've already installed for us. And yesterday, when we were doing this for this old house, we installed the other side. So we've worked with this. I've worked with it a little bit for the first time. Couple things that we got to think about as you look at this. I'm seeing a gap left and right.
Yes.
At the butt ends.
So what happens is when we receive this material on site, it comes with low moisture.
Like how low? Do you have any sense? You guys calculated stuff in
We're
percentages?
probably 4, 5, 6%. It's really low.
Single digit.
Yes, and what happens is it acclimates to the environment. So what we have to do is we have to leave 3/16 gap on each side.
Yep.
And as over time, it will expand. And
So that acclimation you're talking about, sorry to interrupt, that acclimation you're talking about is basically its water content rising over time.
correct.
So this will move and expand.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
It will not shrink, it will expand. So with the proper caulking technique, this joint over time will disappear.
So let's talk about the caulking technique. What is that? This gap is how big did you say?
3/16
On
butt
this
ends.
side?
Yep,
3/16 both sides.
correct.
Caulking technique is what?
Well, what you do is when you go to caulk it, you don't pack the joint all the way with caulk. You leave a little space between the sheathing and the caulk. So over time, as the material
Expand.
expands,
And this gap closes.
this flap closes, the caulk doesn't squeeze out.
Oh, interesting. So that's why you're leaving a little gap behind?
Correct.
Sort of a pocket for it to go into.
Correct.
Squeeze in as opposed to squeeze out.
Correct.
Very cool. Now here, we have got corner boards. So
Yes.
we've got full runs.
Full runs.
There are parts of this house where we're past 16 feet. Does this come in 16-foot lengths?
16-foot lengths.
So there are some spots where we've got longer lengths than that.
Yes.
What do we do when we've got a seam in the field? How do we
Well,
treat that?
We treat that as after we make our cuts, we prime the eds. These are primed.
Yep.
We put it together. We leave that same 3/16 gap.
Between the butt ends of two boards.
Butt ends of two boards. We don't need to put any flashing like cedar. We don't need to put any paper behind it.
So normally with cedar we would do that,
Yes,
right?
we
Put
would.
a little piece of tar paper. or
Tar
something.
paper or a little aluminum behind it.
Don't need that.
Don't need it for this product. It's great.
But
It's
you-
just one less step.
You do caulk,
Do caulk.
and so that gap that sits in the field, you'd expect that to close over time too?
Yes, I do.
Cool. All right. So we're going to install a couple here, right?
Correct.
We ready to? You want to get a measurement?
Let's
or
get,
you
let's
got
get a measurement.
All right. Let's see what we got.
So what we'll do is I'll take the full measurement. 26, we'll minus 3/8 to it.
So that's 3/16 times 2. So that's for each side.
Correct. So what I'll do here is we're going to gang cut. So I'm going to set up.
How much do you love this? You got your stop.
Oh, it's a great tool. I love it.
So is this as dead nuts as you like for this? I mean, that thing is solid for you.
It's pretty darn close.
You're not
within a
just saying
16.
that.
I'm not saying that.
Okay. All right.
So what we'll do is we'll take our boards.
Let me get my glasses. I don't know where I put them. Oh man, I got the. Hang on. I was gonna go with the big ones. I'm gonna go with the small ones. Right there. All right, you got yours on?
Got mine on.
Cool.
So we lined it up here.
And our little stop here is tall enough to easily get 3 of those together.
Take 3. Take my measurement here.
Go double check it.
Double check it. I'm right on.
Right on.
Line it up again. There we go. So then what I'll do is I already have the one end primed. We must seal all cuts
All right,
on this
so
product.
we got a little primer going
You
on.
might want to step back a little bit
Got it.
here.
Thank you, brother. You're looking out for me.
Oh yeah.
Got my fancy black vest on. That's all good right there.
That's all good.
That I just gotta say, we've got a camera guy right there. Hey, and that saw, any other saw, definitely would have been kicking sawdust into his face. You got that sucker hooked up to the vac. That working for you?
It works great. You know, if we're doing any work inside a finished home where we plastic off the room, we hook up this vacuum, minimal dust.
Nice.
It helps with cleanup time at the end. It's a fantastic system.
All right, both sides have been primed?
Both sides are primed, ready for install.
Let's do the install. Coming back over to here. So you've got some story pole lines already in place. You've got your coursing laid out, so we're sort of good to go with that one.
Yep. So we'll grab the gun behind you.
Oh, yep. So you got a siding nailer. What are you using for nails?
Stainless steel 2-inch.
Beautiful. I'll give you
We'll
that.
hit the studs. Take this. So we're gonna we're gonna line it up right on our pencil. What I'm gonna do
see left and right.
Yep. So I'll give you your spacer.
Oh, where'd you get these? Oh, does the manufacturer give you these?
Correct. And right here is the, yep.
So that's going to give me my 3/16.
Correct.
How are you over there?
I'm perfect.
You should be, because it's
it's right there.
beautiful. And let me just double check that I'm on my line.
I'm right on the line.
Oops,
You
I'm
want to lower it?
I'm
Yep.
looking at the wrong line. I thought it was on
There
the
you go.
face. Good.
Good. 3/4 of an inch down.
Beautiful. A little double fire there.
Oh, absolutely. It happens.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Gordon. When we're doing traditional cedar,
Yes.
our nailing pattern is down in the face.
Correct.
Where we see it. Here, we have got the nails up underneath the overlap.
Yeah, we call that blind nailing in the field.
Yep.
And what it does is it just saves us a step as far as if we had done cedar, we would set the nail holes, fill them up, sand them,
Yeah.
and then you're ready for paint. This application, we're ready to paint.
So let's put another one up, just to get a couple in there. Let's just talk about the process. You got that side?
I got that side.
I'm gonna go to the line. Wait a second there. Armand, come to me a touch.
Yep.
There you go. That's 3/16.
I'm good here.
Oop,
Oop.
and I'm good. And line. Good there.
Good. Ready?
Yep.
Watch yourself.
Let's do one more, just so we can show off, because we got it going.
I'm on my line there.
Let me get the side spacing and down and good.
You good?
Yep. Look at that.
Sometimes just a little tap to make sure they're flush.
So as you look at this profile right here, you immediately see the advantage of the blind nailing.
Yes.
You are ready to paint.
Ready to go.
You don't have to fill any of that.
Just a little caulking and off we go.
And you're telling me that's going to close up, disappear?
That's what I was told.
Look at that.
I have full faith in them.
Okay, so that one is working right there.
Yep.
Beautiful. Pretty easy, short run.
Yep.
We've got some longer runs to do.
We do.
Let's talk about those. Let's just come over and look at what we've got going here. So, wider wall.
Correct.
We've got a window in the middle, which means we're going to be, again, using your story pole, which you made for us.
Correct.
You can see that guy right there. And
All
we're going to
set.
be particular about the window. Am I doing this right? Is that?
Oh, you got it exactly right.
So
Where
top
it's
goes
lined
up.
up top is there. Then you could see it's all lines up.
Bang, bang, bang. You got that all laid out.
And that's all on all these edges, so when it goes to install, very quick.
And you've got that transferred to all
It's
sides.
all transferred around.
I will put this guy back here. And I want you to tell me about these, because you don't always have the professional help in me.
No, well, these gecko...
That's a joke.
Listen, I could use you.
Well,
I can afford you, but...
trust me, you can afford me.
Well, what these are is the gecko gauges, and this is great where you can take a 16-footer and you can really actually work by yourself with it.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take it, it slides up underneath the siding, get it nice and tight, put the clamp, and now our siding sits right down on there with the 4.5 inch.
That is super handy. I'm going to give a little close up to that one right there. And so this tiny little tongue right here is what's slipping behind the siding.
Correct.
This is controlling your exposure.
Yep.
And this slides up or down to adjust.
Correct.
And then that compression little belly, that opens up, and that's going to make it tight.
Yep, helps lock it into place.
All right, so if I just, again, in terms of installation, up it goes, tighten it, you're done.
That's it.
That is pretty good. Okay, so we can set some in here, install.
Sure.
Measurement?
Let's get a measurement.
Beautiful.
Take it to the corner.
I am tight down here.
Okay, make sure it's behind. And I'm reading 120.
Okay.
So we'll minus 3/8.
So now we're cutting some long guys.
Correct. So what we'll do is we'll grab a piece.
You want me to get rid of this?
Yes.
Right? Hang on a second. Loosen, move.
That's it. Very simple.
120 minus 3/8.
119 and 5/8.
Beautiful.
So we'll hook on there. 119 and 5/8.
All right. I'll hook that with this.
Set that up. Line up our blade right there.
What do you say we cut about 3 of these or so, Gordon, and install a couple while we're here?
Sure.
Let's get these. 119 and 5/8, you said?
Correct.
Beautiful. So this is where you feel it, that you're working with wood.
Correct, absolutely.
You know, this saw, I mean, beautiful saw, but the same blade that you're using for all your other trim work, exterior work, same blade. No cementatious specialized blade.
No, you don't need a dust mask. Safety goggles, absolutely. Line that up. Just a little there.
And while we're here, let's do one more, because we can.
What we'll do is we'll get those up, and then we'll prime the butt edges again.
Oops. Okay.
Beautiful. It's nice having a helper.
You know what? No one on my crew says that.
No. All right, there we go.
Probably all we need. Let me ask you this, before we actually install these though,
Yes.
you got yourself a nice setup, right?
Oh, yes.
We got the saw, we got the vac working, you've got your fences out here, you've got your guide if you need, your stop. You don't always have the luxury of doing this.
No.
Sometimes you're working up on the second floor.
Correct.
Sometimes you're even further up. I'd noticed on this house that there was a gable end pediment right above this porch.
Correct.
This is not going to go up there with you.
It's awful hard to carry that up.
Yeah.
You need 3 or 4 hands and a space to work.
I don't do heights. So what's your solution for that?
This saw right here.
You got, oh, this is, oh yeah, that's beauty.
Oh, yes.
So let's walk us through this guy.
Okay, so we have a roof here that has a 12 pitch,
Yep,
so which is 45 degrees.
yep.
And what you do is you take your guide, you lock it in at 45 degrees here.
So that's one pin to the
Yep.
degrees, yep.
You have your pivot points here and here,
So that is creating an angle between
45,
these
yep.
two, right?
and then all you do is line them up, cut away,
Cut away.
and here you go.
So this is going to end up giving you, so if we were up into that gable and you wanted to cut it in line with your rake, or as you say, just to the roof pitch,
Right.
you're going to get that.
You're going to get that, and you can cut all of them. Just continue going. It's all set. It's easy. It's light. It's very well well put together.
That guy's corded, but I know they make a cordless one as well that I add
Yes.
to it as well. Beautiful. All right,
Those
that's
would
good
be
to know.
perfect.
We're not going up there to install those. We are going to install these. So
Yes.
you ready to do this?
Yep. So what we need to do before we install is
Little
our friendly little primer.
We get this right here.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right.
Now, if you take that end to that, I'll grab it here. That's great. What's great, it's durable. You can tap it and you're not going to ruin
Yeah.
the facade at all here. Okay, that's great.
All right. Sit these guys down right here. We've already got our, what'd you call them?
Our little gecko gauge.
Our little
extra hand.
Extra hand in there. Tuck in tight to the wall,
Yep.
and we'll cut the length.
Yep. You have your handy spacer with you?
I do.
There we go. How are you? You can come to me if you have to.
I'm good. Hang on, wait. Yep, I'm good right there.
Good. So now,
Wait, prove to me that our exposure is just where
Yep.
you want it.
well,
Not that I doubt it, but
that's what I was going to say. Now, you know, this is where it helps.
so you're looking to get to what?
I'm about 4 and right there, 7/16 heavy half, light half.
Awesome.
Perfect, exactly what I was looking for.
And these things aren't going to move. I mean, that
Nope,
gauge is...
they're right there.
All right, cool. Next step,
Next step,
we're going to...
what we're going to do is we're going to take our line here, the next course above, we're going to get a chalk line,
oh, yeah, okay.
snap a line so we know not to nail below that.
Get
And
this.
that.
So again, you've used the story pole on this side. Yep. I've got the tick marks.
Yep,
Hang on one second. I'm there.
you got it?
Yep.
So now we snap the line. There we go.
Nice blue line.
Now we know not to nail below that line.
All right, glasses down.
Glasses are correct. What I'll do is you're set there with the
I am good. I'm down into the get-go. I'm 3/16.
perfect.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's see
Yep.
it. Got it.
Looks like we might have a little kink in the hose here.
There.
Yep.
Unkinked. Yeah, we're losing a little bit of air.
There's a little pressure.
There you go. It's back.
See that? I'm face nailing with a hammer, and it's not even bruising or denting. It's a hard, firm finish.
Good. How about that? Another one?
Sure.
Geckos come out.
Geckos come out.
Geckos go in.
That's it. It's a very simple process.
Those things are awesome.
I'm telling you, it saves it, especially if you're up on scaffolding by yourself.
Oh my gosh. I've seen a couple different versions of those types of things,
Yep.
and they all work, but those things are rock solid. I'm at 3/16.
Perfect. B2.
All right, we stepped on
We're
the
going to
board
snap
here.
our line. So I'm going to hand you that again.
I'm on.
I am too. Little snap.
Beauties. I got the gun down here, so can I start?
You can start.
I'm gonna need that hammer.
Wow.
Ah,
Yeah, it happens.
let me borrow that hammer for a second, please, Gordon. Thank you. And what this is looks like a stainless ring shank.
It's a stainless steel ring shake 2-inch nail.
Beautiful. All right, we promised people the ability to ask questions. We could keep going, but I think they get the idea of what's going on here. You want to take some questions?
Sure, let's go ahead.
See what the voting public has got for us. I do want to just sort of luxuriate again in that sort of no face nail. You know, the blind
It's
nailing.
great. It's, like I said, the little caulking ready to go.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Saves time.
And those third hand helpers are great
Oh.
too. Okay, let's see. This is new to you, not new to me. We've got people watching on, who knows, Facebook or .com, YouTube and such like that.
Sure.
They have the ability to send questions in to us.
Okay.
So I'm going to call up the document right here. Here we go. Okay, so James on YouTube. Thank you, James, for tuning in with us today. He asks, how do you deal with butt joints with the siding? So we discussed the butt joints as they come up to the corner
Correct.
boards. In the field, we
Yep.
also talked about it as well.
Correct. You prime the butt joints, you leave that 3/16 gap, and you go to caulk it, leaving that little space between the siding, and that's it. You're ready to go.
And no spline.
I don't need any tar paper or aluminum flashing behind the joints like you do with cedar.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm looking at this one here. Alex has written in, and does the siding have silica in it? So this is a question no doubt born of the cementitious products.
Correct.
There's new OSHA rules about silica and 100% capture of the dust. This is a strand material, so
engineered wood. It's
no silica.
none.
No silica at all. Awesome. That doesn't mean that you could be sloppy with it. We're going to do the eyeglasses. We're going to do the vac system for the dust, but we don't have to worry about the silica. This is from John. Do you have to nail into studs, or can you nail just into the sheathing? You were using a what? A 2-inch?
A 2-inch.
Ring
yes.
shank?
Yes.
Sheathing okay, or?
No. Need to find the studs.
Yeah.
Anytime you're putting up siding, you're always looking for the studs. Absolutely.
Yep, gotcha. Does this hold up better over time than traditional siding? I guess in this situation we're comparing a traditional siding. I guess we're comparing it to cedar, natural material. Your experience with cedar in terms of durability and paint, what is it?
It's, after time, you're gonna have to refinish it. It shrinks so that the gaps open up. You got to keep caulking it. Here, you don't.
No.
It's.
You're liking it.
Loving it.
Does this come with a warranty that you can offer the homeowner?
Well, yes. After going over the tech and the certain procedures like the 3/16 gaps, the 3/8 off horizontal, installed properly, there's a 50-year warranty.
Dang.
Can't beat that.
50 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be around in 50 years.
Neither will I.
Sure. Okay, this is from B. Shea. Should I swap out my windows when residing my house, or can I save that for later? Pretty good question, right? Because as we apply this siding, we're going to be hitting both the side casings to dimension.
Correct.
We're going to try to sort of line up with the sills.
Yep.
If you knew, this isn't necessarily with this house, but if you knew you were renovating your own house or something and the windows were going to get changed out, doesn't say, but within a few years, would you wait on the siding, or you think you can just change out the windows into the existing openings?
I would probably want to reside.
Reside.
Yeah.
Go to free residing.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting the money into new windows, you might as well do the same product.
You want to do it at the same time? I think he's talking about timing, though.
Yeah.
Would you hold off on residing until you replace the windows generally, or?
Oh, yeah, yes. If you plan on residing and changing windows, always put the windows in first and then reside.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Terry on YouTube. For a tiny house where weight is nearly as important as performance, how would this perform? All right, that's interesting. We got the tiny house question. Yeah. I guess weight's an issue as you're rolling down the road or something like that. I don't know. Let's get a piece. Let's get a little sample piece here. We got a couple pieces right here.
Yep.
You've worked with the cementitious stuff.
Yes.
This is way lighter.
It's very hard, very heavy. 2 people to carry a 16-footer. This stuff here, I can throw 4, 5, 16-footers on my shoulder. Walk anywhere on the job site. Very light.
I know it may be subjective, but do you have a feel for the weight of this compared to traditional cedar?
It's very similar. It
very
works
similar?
just like it too, correct.
Yep, so similar, it sounds like similar, Terry, similar to cedar and a lot lighter than a cementitious siding. Spray paint. Someone, Ed, is asking about the spray paint. Let me grab it right here.
Yes.
This is what you used.
This is what we use. So again, any ripping or butt joints, we need an exterior grade primer to seal.
This one is oil-based.
Yes,
That's what you want.
As long as it's exterior, which most likely will be oil-based, it's good to go.
There you go. That's what we're using right there. It's got that nice nozzle that's actually good for the hitting the edges of that.
Correct.
You guys have got this on site all the time.
Yes, we do.
All right, we're running out of time, but we are coming up on the end of the hour. We got one more question that I'll get to. This one comes to us from Patty. Can you paint vinyl siding? I don't know if that's a question for you or not. Our guys have said you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never painted vinyl siding, so I'll leave that up to the experts.
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak for Amato, our paint expert, but I believe we've done this in the past. Patty had this question, and he said, yes, you can. Proper prep for painting the vinyl, you can. It does somewhat defeat the purpose of vinyl, though, which is that you shouldn't have to paint it, and as they say, vinyl is final. But anyway, okay. Gordon, you are a good sport. It has been a pleasure working with you yesterday.
Nice working with you.
And again today, we thank you for that. We'd like to thank our folks at Festool who have actually sponsored this live stream for all of you and kind enough to let us use the tools today. We'd also like to thank LP who's made that for us. Hopefully that's some good information. There's going to be some more live streams coming your way. We're going to be talking about a window install, proper way to install, flash, everything you need to know about a window. That's coming up soon. And believe it or not, for the professionals out there, we're going to be talking about insurance coverage. You guys have got to carry a lot of insurance on your companies, on your guys, on the job site.
Correct.
It can get complicated and overwhelming pretty quickly.
Yes, it does.
So we're going to have an insurance expert talk about us, and we're going to talk about all things insurance. We'll come back for more live streams. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you all for tuning in. Back to work for us here at the This Old House Idea House. Take care, guys. Nice job, man.